These children are choking on tear gas, reportedly fired at them by Greek security forces guarding the border with Turkey. Saleh, from Iran, was there.
Greek police ignored the fact that families were around and just fired tear gas at innocent people. I saw them target 2 or 3 people with tear gas.
Saleh says he was targeted too.
They hit me in the leg.
Over the past few days, accusations of abuse of force have been flying back and forth between Greece and Turkey. On this video, Ankara says Greek soldiers open fire on asylum seekers. And according to Athens, this one shows a Turkish military vehicle pulling down a section of the border fence.
What we're seeing unfolding on the border is a political game, and there's lots of propaganda at play. Unfortunately, the victims and the people paying the price for this political game are the refugees themselves.
Amnesty International had teams at the border area and say the evidence that abuses did occur is hard to dispute.
We spoke to a large number of people who were all explaining very, very similar things. The beatings, the strippings, the taking people's clothes and shoes away. The idea that these were somehow manufactured or, someone spreading fake news or propaganda is simply not true. Different people, from different countries, from Syria, from Afghanistan, in different locations, all explaining the same thing. I mean, it's clear that there's a wealth of evidence that these abuses took place.
But Amnesty says that is not only Greece at blame.
It's not just Greece that's doing this, but the European Union is supporting them in these efforts. For Greece and for the European Union to say we're not going to accept that they have a right to claim asylum, and also these arbitrary and violent practices against them is really disturbing.
Those who rushed to the border with Greece nearly 2 weeks ago packed their few belongings and amassed all the courage they had left for the final stretch of their journey into Europe. Many had fled war and violence and now feel as though they ended up stuck in it once again. But if that is the price to pay for a chance of a better life, they say it is worth it.
We will stay here for as long as we can take it. People can see how many difficulties we're willing to tolerate to go to the other side.
The office of the Turkish prosecutor opened an investigation into at least one death linked to the clashes between Greek security forces and the migrants. And yesterday we saw the wife of the man killed here, and we spoke to her lawyer. We understand the body is still here in Edirne, is going to undergo autopsy to determine whether or not that man was killed by live ammunition. So a very bleak picture indeed, but one that is very difficult to verify and to check for ourselves. We are being kept at a significant distance from those gates by Turkish law enforcement officials.